What's good, everybody on YouTube? This is your boy Akil McLeod back with another video, and today I'm going to hit up a couple different Ross locations as well as some Burlingtons to see if we can find some shoes to sell on eBay and on Poshmark. I usually don't even check the clothing section that often because I'm trying to break away from only selling clothing, and I really just want to focus on shoes this year, but I'm still going to check them out, see if we can find some good stuff to flip. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, y'all, so as soon as I got to Ross, I came across these pair of white up-tempos, and these were pretty dope, but the resale value on these just wasn't really there. So for 60 bucks, I didn't think it was worth it to actually pick these up, but for the personal collection, I would absolutely pick these up and probably even do a custom with these because this is just really dope, especially nowadays with all those different textures on shoes. I think you could do some real good stuff on those. Here is a pair of Nike Huaraches in like a salmon colorway, and this pair was really dope in my opinion, and I usually wear size 11 in Huarache. So for the personal collection, if this was my size, I would have picked these up. But the only downside with these, as you guys know if you follow the channel, I find a lot of shoes in Ross, but sometimes one shoe is dirty, sometimes both shoes are dirty. This one in particular looked like one was tried on fairly often, so I didn't know what that was about, but I still wanted to run the comps because you could easily just clean the bottom of those shoes. But as you guys can see, the comps on these wasn't selling that well, especially since I didn't have the box, so I ended up passing on those. But sometimes you can come across some shoes that are slightly dirty, but you can easily clean them up. Next was a pair of Airmax. I believe these are a pair of 98s. It was a size 4.5 in men's, and for 60 bucks, I know this could probably sell, but that size was just a little too tough for me to want to pick it up, so I passed on it mainly because of the size. But if this was a size 8 or anything higher than that, I definitely would have scooped those up. Now here is a pair of Kyries. I don't remember if these are the 3s or the 4s, but this particular shoe I did pick these up, even though the size was tough. It was a size 12.5, so these might sit for a while, but I was checking comps on these and they were selling for 100 plus, so I think I'll take a chance on these and see how long these take to sell. Even though the size is a little tough, I really did think those were dope. Now next up is a pair of another pair of shoes that I never seen in Ross. I believe these are the 270s. I don't remember the particular name, but it stood out to me because it had those bow ties on the back. But they were asking 75 bucks for these, so I didn't even check the comps. I just automatically knew that 75 bucks was way too much for these because this particular style of shoe doesn't sell that well, period. So even though it was a little different, I wasn't really interested. And as you guys can see, there was some minor stains on the front of these as well. So I don't know if my Ross, the ones that I go to, they just have a bunch of beat up shoes, but I'm always seeing dirty shoes in Ross. Now before I left, I checked the kids section because sometimes kid shoes are really good, and this was just one pair of Air Force Ones that was pretty clean. They were asking 40 bucks. It wasn't a ton of resale value, but those are pretty dope. So now we're in Ross number 2, and I told you guys before I don't pick up Nike Metcons that often anymore. It has to be a really good price, but this one in particular, they were only asking 45 for these. They usually ask 60 in my area, and this is a pair of Metcon 5, so these were a newer style and model, and it did include the insoles that you can take out and use for squatting. So I decided to scoop these up. I'll probably clean up the bottom of those just to make them a lot more appealing for buyers, of course, but I definitely will take a chance on those and see how much they sell for. Next was another pair of Air Force Ones, and these were really dope. I believe these were called the stained glass colorway, and they were asking I think 60 bucks for these, and they were really dope. Like I said, men's size 7 is kind of tough because it's a smaller size, so I ended up passing on these, but just wanted to show you guys that if some dope shoes really are in Ross, you just gotta, go frequently. It's kind of like thrifting. Now this was one of my favorite finds of the week so far. I came across this pair of Stranger Things. I believe these are called the Nike Tailwinds, and I've seen a few other people finding these in their area. I was glad I was able to find one in mine. The downside to this is that these shoes actually, I believe they come with pins or stickers, but this didn't have that. So I might pick those up, but because they don't have the pins and the stickers, I'm gonna have to reduce my price a little bit. Here was a pair of Jordan Apex. I believe these have the React bottom on these. These were dope in my personal opinion for the personal collection. Resale value on these, I seen a couple sell for $100, but as of right now, the market is kind of flooded on those, so I had to pass on those. Next up, drop a comment if you guys know what style of shoes these are. I have no clue what these were, and they were asking $60, so I didn't even check the comps. So drop a comment, let me know if I made a mistake, if I did the right thing. I should have run the comps on these, and I feel like I just forgot to do it before I left the store. But these did stand out to me because they look pretty unique. But drop a comment if you guys know what those shoes are, because I didn't check the comps. Next up, we got a pair of Nike Air Span 2s, and the Air Span 2, in my opinion, this color stood out to me, but there's no real resale value for those shoes. So I passed on that, and then I headed over to Burlington. Now, as soon as I walked in here, I saw a pair of Adidas EQTs, and these are the 9118s. Now, this was actually a mistake on my part. For $40, I probably should have took a chance on this, at least for the personal collection, because these are dope, and I could have easily flipped these for maybe $80 to $90. So I made a mistake by not picking those up, but if you guys find them in your area, take a chance on them, because I've seen that they have been selling. Next was a pair of Pumas, $25. I always see Pumas in Burlington. Here's another pair. These are the denim. I believe these are called Puma Californias in like a denim colorway. These are like supposed to be distressed and holy and looking like they had stains. I checked the comps on those. They were asking a lot of sales for $60. So it didn't necessarily appeal to me to pick up a bunch of them. But if you guys are interested in those, you could probably make some decent money on those. Here were just another pair of Adidas. Some Adidas models sell well. This one in particular didn't really do too well, so I just put those back. But I always pick up Adidas because I sell mainly Adidas. I sell more Adidas shoes than Nikes. Now here was another pair of Feezys. I showed you guys a pair of these fake Yeezys that was in black for $20. These are always going to be popping up in Burlington. I don't know why, but if you guys see them, definitely pass on those. Don't even try to pick them up, especially not for the personal collection either. Now next up, we got this pair of Kristaps Porzingis basketball shoes. These are in the Knicks colorway, but as you guys know, he doesn't play for the Knicks anymore, and I've been seeing these a little more often in Burlington. These don't really sell for much, but since it once was a pretty rare shoe, I thought I'd show you guys on camera. Next up, if you guys follow the channel, you guys know I picked a pair up of these from Ross for only $3.50, and I sold them on Poshmark for $75. So these shoes, people are still picking these shoes up, as you guys can see, but this one in particular was $45. So once this goes on clearance, I might come back and try to scoop those up, but for $45, it's not worth it to me. Now this was an interesting shoe. I came across a pair of Nike Frees that had the Ohio State logo on here in the Ohio State colorway, but as you guys know, I passed on some Florida Gator Nike Frees only because the market was flooded, but also they're not selling that well, and for $42 they were only selling for like $60, so I had to pass on that.
Akil don't want to get this. Look how nice this is. Let me show you how to work it. Put it outside. You're home.
So we didn't have a home before getting them out? House mat?
Nope.
So what we got now?
Shack. So I'm not going to get it today, but if you guys comment down below and tell Akil to let me get it, I'm going to come back and I'm going to get it.
Alright y'all, so I don't have a ton of pickups to share with you guys today because the Ross in my area, I'm not going to say it was bad, but I just wasn't able to pick up a ton of stuff in this video, but I'm pretty sure I'll come across some more stuff later on in the week. So first thing that I did pick up was this pair of Nike Metcon 5s in this burgundy and white colorway, and like I was telling you guys before, I wasn't always picking up Nike Metcons because I was seeing them all the time, and they usually were pricing them sometimes like $60, never more than that, but I usually was always seeing them for $60, and the colorways I was finding was always selling for like 80, sometimes $90 if I was lucky. So spending that much money just wasn't worth it to spend $60. But for this particular model, they were only asking $45. And these I've seen sales on eBay for like $109, $110, so I figured I'll definitely take a chance on that. That way I can easily double my money, and hopefully they do sell fast. These were in a size 12, and I didn't see a ton of other size 12s out there, so I'm sure this would probably sell. I'll give it about 30 days for these to sell, so we'll see. Next up, we got a pair of Kyrie's, and these were really dope in my opinion. These, I believe these are University Red colorway, and size 12.5 is a really tough size. I'm not gonna lie, I usually don't pick up size 12s and at 12.5 or 11.5. Those are two sizes that I usually pass on, but for some reason I just felt really good about these shoes, so hopefully these will sell, hopefully within maybe 60 days or maybe a little less. You never really know. But like I said before, I've sold size 16s, I've sold size 20s, I've sold larger sizes that usually do sit in like a couple of days. So I decided to take a chance on these, and these were $59, and I was seeing comps for as high as $120. So I'll price mine somewhere around there, and we'll see how long it takes to sell. And I've only sold one pair of Kyries in the past, and I believe those were a pair of Kyrie 4s. So we'll see how this pair does. And last but certainly not least is this pair of Nike Air Tailwinds, and this is the Stranger Things edition. And on eBay, these were selling anywhere between like a 120. I've seen some sell for like 150 if it had the box. For me, since I don't have the box or I think it was stickers or badges that this had that it included. Sometimes when you get shoes from Ross, it might not include the extra laces or it might not include the pins. And for this particular shoe, I know it was supposed to have a bag of pins attached to it. Somebody probably stole the pins for all I know, who knows. But I still grabbed these shoes up because I figured for 40 bucks, I could still get at least 100 bucks for these. So I picked these up and we'll see how long they take to sell. If I had to guess, I'll probably think somewhere between that 30 to 60 day window until these do flip. But for me, I think it should be worth. Alright y'all, that's all I got for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And I know y'all guys saw Dom's part if you guys stuck around for the whole video. So definitely drop a comment, let me know if we should pick up that sunflower mat. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
For the winner, cause you felt like you was losing, only for the winner. Mood just to keep from cooling, like only for the winner, only for the winner, only for the winner. Boy, my heart is cold, and I'm too cool to sweat it. I should've never offered it. I'm tight and now I'm off this shit.